Tonight on West Country News.
It's that time of the week again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Late Night West Country News, bringing you the exclusive hard-hitting news, facts and interviews from the West Country. Coming up tonight on West Country News, is this the end of the UK as we know it? After originally thinking it had been stolen, we now learn that Cornwall willfully and literally chiselled themselves off of the southwest coast of England. All that to come later. On a West Country News interview exclusive, we catch up with Ronald Harding, who has just returned after being the first farmer in space. Shock and excitement earlier this week as the Bristol pound rises over 1,000,000% against the actual pound, making anyone holding these instant millionaires. Could you be one of them? Have your plant pots gone missing? Villages close to the Dorset border are currently experiencing a new type of crime wave, and our junior reporter Harvey has scored an interview with a gang member who may be able to shed some light on what's happening. Later on in the show, replacing this week's call-in segment, I will call a random lucky listener and give away 50 kilograms of prime West Country beef, courtesy of Farley's Butchers. Our sports reporter will be covering the local under-9s model boat race in Sedgemoor, weather with Claude, traffic and travel with John Hemmingway. All that coming after these messages. Here at Farmers Discount Warehouse, we have everything you possibly need at ludicrous prices. Pack of 8 John Deere Combine Harvester, near side ring mirrors, only £133.97. Extra large cheese wheels, only £84. Wellington boots, buy a complete pair and get a third left or right boot for free. 75 kilogram of farm gates is now only £166.44. Free cider flagon with every purchase. All this and more at Farmers Discount Warehouse, just off the M5 Bristol, down the lane over the bridge and in the estate. Discount Farmer Warehouse accepts no liability for rats found in cider. Thornton Davies here of Thornton Davies Windows and Doors. That's right, it's me, Thornton Davies. We have a buy one get one free offer on everything in stock. That's right, buy one get one free on everything in stock. Need a new front door? Bam, you've got two. A new conservatory at the back. How about one at the front as well? Double glazing? We will quadruple glaze anything. This is not optional. All your needs met. Twice at Thornton Davies Windows and Doors.
Coming this season to the Bath Theatre Culture Space, a one-man musical about a builder and his life. Follow the story of Steve Thomas, a builder from Aldershot, as he navigates childhood.
I was given my first tool set when I was 6 months old.
Coming of age.
I always knew I wanted to work in the yard.
Love.
I saw her when I was buying timber.
Tragedy.
That's when the brick fell on my foot.
And success.
There you have it, love. After years, the extension's done.
See the show critics are calling a general story, somewhat compelling to a degree, and 5.5 hours of a man singing about being a general builder. Book your tickets now.
First in the news tonight, we talk about Cornwall, which has dominated headline media this week. Last Monday morning, England woke up to find that Cornwall was simply no longer there. Westminster had no reaction for the first half of the week, and on Thursday morning released a statement claiming that Cornwall must have been stolen. After another breaking revelation yesterday, it was found that the Cornish had actually removed themselves and released themselves into the North Atlantic. This revelation came about after the newly formed independent Cornish leader sent this message.
Well, what we did is we took a big chisel, we went all on board down in Cornwall, we chiseled ourselves off of you. We've had enough of having to, put up with everything that you have to do in that there London and all that sort of stuff, and we want Cornwall with the Cornish, and so we separated ourselves, and any mainlanders caught here are now going to be held as hostages, tell our tribes a bit. We want to be an independent nation. Alright?
Expert translators have been drafted in from all over the area to decode what they believe is this ancient Cornish language. So far, they have determined that an extremist group had chiselled along the Cornwall-Devon border during the night. This physical separation from mainland UK was in a bid to form their own independent Cornish nation. Some people are now stuck on the island, dubbed mainlanders, and have been held hostage until the demand for independence is met. Westminster is yet to respond, including members stuck in their Cornish holiday homes. We'll keep you updated as we know more. The West Country was once again blessed with a first last week. As part of the newly launched UK space programme, West Devon-based farmer Rupert Harding was the first farmer ever in space. I was lucky enough to briefly speak to him shortly after his return to planet Earth. Hi Rupert, thank you for meeting with me today. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah.
I'll get straight to it.
Right.
So, you were the first farmer in space.
Yeah, I was the first farmer in space.
What was that like?
Oh, it was nice, I guess. It was an experience and all.
You were sent on a specific mission to see if we can use space as farmland and literally farm space. What were your findings?
Well, like I said to UK government and the Space Force at the time, I said, I just don't think it's going to work, see? I mean, I was up there and I said, you just can't do it. Second you put some fertilizer down or plant a seed, it's just going to float away, see? And that's no good. Not to mention the minus 1200 degree temperature, ain't nothing going to grow in that. And what am I going to water it with? Ice? I mean, that'll float away and all.
So what you're saying is, you don't see a future in this so-called space farming?
I'm afraid not, by the looks of it at the moment. I did say at the beginning that, farming in a vacuum alone would have its difficulties, but, they were very insistent, just in case the Russians were planning to attempt to farm it first, I think.
Fascinating. And how much did this all cost?
About 375 million.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And there you have it, folks. It's official. Space cannot be farmed. In other big money news, some locals in the Bristol area were elated this morning after waking up millionaires. The scheme called the Bristol Pound, which was introduced several years ago, has seen an overnight influx from foreign investors, support and backing. This, along with the plummeting value of sterling, means that it is now the most valuable and stable currency on the planet, with one Bristol pound equating to around 1.2 million UK pounds and 1.45 million US dollars. This new independent wealth is predicted to cause a surge in bad fashion and meat alternatives. My brother was one of the lucky ones to get rich in this and was kind enough to buy me a large cheese wheel and some rat cider from Farmer's Discount Warehouse, so thank you on air to him. A crime wave has spread across villages close to the Somerset-Dorset border recently. So far it's claimed that up to 25 quite nice flower pots have been stolen from villages in the area. After some investigating, our junior reporter Harvey was able to have an interview with one of the affiliated gang members in connection to this spate of thefts. I've not heard this interview yet, but Harvey assures me it is news-breaking.
Hi there, I'm Harvey from West Country News. Thank you for agreeing to speak with me today. I know it's dangerous for you. I've changed your voice as you insisted.
Thank you, I did insist that.
Now, I understand you belong to a gang and have accepted responsibility for a series of plant pot thefts in the Misterton area. Is this correct?
Yes, it is correct.
Are you still with the gang?
I am the leader of the gang.
What's the gang called?
The Plant Pot Massive.
Oh, I see. And what do the Plant Pot Massive do?
We steal plant pots.
And why do you do this?
Because we sell them.
You sell them?
Yes, and we use the money to buy drugs and guns and fund organised crime.
That is terrifying. Is anyone safe?
No one is safe. We are part of the Italian mafia, so this is a really big news story.
Chilling words from the leader of the Plant Pot Massive, and as he said, a really big news story. Back to you.
Well, again, another interesting story from our junior reporter, Harvey. We're lucky enough to have Harvey in the building at the moment. Harvey, can you turn your mic on, please? Harvey, turn your mic on.
Good evening. I assume you want me to talk about my groundbreaking interview from earlier?
Good evening, Harvey. Just a few questions. How did you speak to this person?
With my voice?
No, I mean, was it on the telephone? Was it face-to-face? Online?
Was face to face?
So you met this Italian mafioso in person?
Yes.
Where?
At the docks?
Which docks?
The ones by the
Harvey,
old... Yes?
Did you meet with an Italian mafioso boss earlier today who claimed to steal plant pots from local villages in order to fund organised crime and buy guns and drugs with the profits?
That's what he said.
Harvey,
Big news.
did you not in fact just interview yourself, change your voice and make up a news story?
I didn't think anyone would notice, to be honest. I've just been really busy this week with coursework because I've got IT and it...
Harvey, I'm going to have to let you go.
Go where?
The big story this evening should be junior reporter gets fired for making up news and still doing a poor job of it. Moving on, we have a special new segment on the show this week. We will be giving away 50 kilograms of fresh West Country beef to one lucky listener, courtesy of Farley's Butchers.
Farley's Butchers.
That's Farley's Butchers. If you want to eat it, they will kill it and sell it to you. So without further hesitation, we will dial the randomly selected local landline number and see who our lucky winner is.
Hello?
Good evening. This is West Country News Live, calling to say that you are our lucky winner of 50 kilograms of prime fresh West Country beef. Congratulations.
I'm sorry, I didn't sign up for anything like this. I'm not
No,
interested.
as you have a West Country landline number, you are automatically entered into a competition and have won 50 kilograms of prime fresh West Country beef.
I'm sorry, I still don't want it. I'm not interested really to
But
be
you're
honest.
our lucky...
Look, mate, I've got to go, yeah?
But... Oh, I think we'll just send it anyway. We've got his address from the... We'll send it anyway. Unbelievable. A list of events of things starting this weekend in the West Country. There is Steve the Builder, the musical, starting in Bath, which we heard about earlier. There is a car boot sale starting up again in Standerton on Sunday mornings. All makes and models of car boots are bought and sold. Vans not accepted. The organised by and for weekly Alzheimer's support group has changed location this week to the library because no one could remember where it was last week. And a model club has been started up by a man in Bridgewater looking for tall, slim blondes. That's it for the main news this week. On to sports with Steve, who is live in Sedgemoor.
That's right, I'm here live at the Under-9s model boat race here in Sedgemoor. It's late and thousands of young boys have been competing all day. I'm in the wind and we have just started the final, which is between two, to determine this year's champion. There has been laughter, there has been tears. And speaking of tears, little Timothy's boat is just capsized in the wind. His sail clearly not up to the task. He is crying like a little baby. This automatically makes 7-year-old Jack Waller the youngest winner. And as you can hear, it is chaos, absolute chaos. This will go down as the best model boat race that has ever happened anywhere. One for the history book. It's getting rowdy here for the party. For this 7-year-old has just started. We're going to have to go back to the studio just.
That was Steve with a sports update from the Under-9s model boat race in Sedgemoor, which, incidentally enough, last year was dubbed the most violent event in the country. Anyway, we take a look at the weather for the upcoming week with Claude.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you thought last week was bad, this week will take you like you have never known before. High pressure, low pressure, no pressure. Storms in the night. It will grip you like a plum in my palm and squeeze you down to the very stone. It may also be bright at times.
Thank you, Claude. That sounds like the bad weather is continuing. They mentioned global warming in the 80s, and I bought a nice floral shirt and a pair of shorts, and I was waiting for it to get warmer in England. I've never worn it. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, now on to traffic and travel with John Hemmingway.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Hemmingway. Chaos on the trains this week, as most services from the West Country travelling east remain suspended. This is due to bad weather and some naughty leaves on the track. A spokesperson for First Great Western said, "We never expected to have to deal with leaves on the track. No one saw it coming." They have launched an investigation to find out where these leaves came from. Despite running no trains during this period, they are increasing their ticket prices by 6%. On the roads this evening, there is an increased nationwide police presence and crackdown on drivers who are eating or drinking whilst behind the wheel. This comes after a Yorkshire man last week was caught driving at 120 miles an hour on a motorway whilst eating a full Sunday roast. The so-called Magic Roundabout in Swindon has once again caused disruption this week after a group of several Americans abandoned their efforts to cross from one side to the other, setting up a makeshift camp in the middle of one of the roundabouts. Traffic is being blocked from multiple directions and travellers are advised to avoid. On the road check tonight, motorways are now available in a downloadable MP3 format, A roads mean diddly squat, B roads are gaining in popularity, and all other roads should be kept at room temperature. On the hunt tonight, it's three-wheelers of any kind. They're not common, but they're worth the most points. That is all. I'm John Hemmingway. Good night.
Thank you, John, for another cracking edition of Traffic and Travel. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to this week's West Country News. It's music for the rest of the evening, and we start off with a dedication from Brenda to her husband Jack, who has recently been diagnosed with Parkinson's. Here we go.